Many investors get into dividend investing with a view to replace their monthly income, which makes monthly dividends seem all that much more appealing. Now, had you invested in a monthly dividend stocks before this pandemic, many of those have indeed suspended their dividends. In today's video, I'm going to be going through the list of monthly dividend stocks that have not suspended their dividends. So these are the ones that if you had invested in these before the 2020 pandemic, you would still be receiving an income. Some of them admittedly a lower income because some of them have reduced their dividend payouts, some have kept them the same, and others have increased them. And I'll be pointing out which in this video today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name's Andy, and on this channel I like to talk about money and success. If you're interested in making, saving and investing money, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, and then you'll get notified every time I release a new video. And if you enjoy this kind of content and find it useful, please remember to give this video a thumbs up because that helps the YouTube algorithm, which in turn helps me, and of course I do appreciate that. Now, before I get started, I would like to know, do you invest in any monthly dividend stocks? If so, which ones? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you don't invest in any, but you're considering investing in some, again, let me know which dividend stocks, which monthly dividend stocks you're interested in investing in the comments down below. It's always great to see what everybody's interested in, and it will give us each other ideas as well as. Now, had I made this video back in 2019, there'd be almost 60 monthly dividend stocks on the list. As it is, whilst I had to research all of the monthly dividend stocks, I've had to narrow it down to those that have not suspended the dividend, which means there are only 38 monthly dividend stocks left on this list. So one of the interesting things when compiling this list was the diversity. Of course, you've got REITs, you've got business development companies, but there's even a telecoms company on there, there's a gold and silver mining company, there's aerospace, an aviation company on there as well. There's even a renewables electricity company that has hydro and solar. So it's worth a watch just to see the interesting companies that are on this list. So there's quite a big list. Now I'm going to put on screen the key metrics for each of these companies. Then I will run through a few things about each. I'll try to do it as quickly as possible so that it doesn't get too boring, because I appreciate this is 38 stocks I'm going through. I will put a link in the description to a timestamp so you can see and click to any one of them. If you come here interested in a particular monthly dividend stock, you'll be able to click and see what I've said about that. And I will be telling you if it's stopped its dividend in 2020, if it's increased its dividend in 2020, and so on. I'll be talking about the share price trend and things like that. I will also put a link in the description down below to a spreadsheet you can download, which will give you the full list of stocks that I am talking about in this video today. So if you're just interested in that, that's in the description down below. If you are going to download the list though and not watch the video, please do be sure to give me a thumbs up. Though I surely deserve it just for compiling the list, because it did take me a long time. You appreciate I did have to research all of the monthly dividend stocks, not just the ones that you see on this list, because many of the ones I looked into had actually suspended the dividend. In fact, if you Google monthly dividend stocks, you'll see there are lists out there that are much bigger than my list, and when you actually start looking at those stocks, you'll see many of those have indeed suspended their dividend during the pandemic, as a result of this pandemic and lockdowns and whatnot in 2020. What I'm showing you here today are the stocks that have maintained their dividend despite the pandemic, which is obviously what you really want to know. Some of them, like I say, have cut, but they have at least kept paying a dividend. So let's move over to the slides now and take a look. So this is all the monthly dividend stocks that have continued to pay monthly dividends in 2020. The rules for inclusion on this list: each of these stocks must pay monthly dividends. They must not have suspended their dividends in 2020, and they must be a publicly traded company that shares can be bought in by members of the public. What I will cover on each slide, you will see the general metrics, but I will cover the long-term share price trend and I'll comment on that. I'll also point out the dividend yield. I'll also point out the dividend trend, and I'll let you know what each of these companies does. And if I happen to have bought into any of these companies, I will of course let you know which company I bought into as we get to that one as well. I'm going to run through this list in alphabetical order, so let's dive in. American Finance Trust, ticker symbol AFIN. The current share price is $6.55. The dividend yield is 13.56%. This is a REIT that focuses on operating single tenant and multi-tenant retail properties. If you don't know what a REIT is, I'll put a link up above and in the description down below to a video I made explaining what is a REIT. That video will also explain why REITs are so popular with dividend investors who are looking for a nice solid regular income. It will also explain about the different types of REITs as well. So click on that if you're interested in knowing more about REITs. The share price trend on this one has been flat to down. The dividend was reduced slightly in April 2020 and has stayed the same since. AGNC Investment, ticker symbol AGNC. The share price is $13.94. The dividend yield is 10.36%. This is a mortgage REIT. The share price trend is flat to down. The dividend was reduced 25% in April 2020, but has stayed the same since. ARMOUR Residential REIT, ticker symbol ARR. Share price is $9.78. The dividend yield is 12.57%. This is a residential REIT. The share price trend is generally down, as you can see on the chart there. Dividends were missed in April and May, but resumed lower in June. So I've got to be honest, I nearly didn't put this one on the list because it did stop dividends for a couple of months, but it brought them back quickly, which is why I've included this one in this list. All of the other stocks that I have listed in this list that you're going to see in this video today continue to pay and haven't missed a beat, okay? Grupo, Aval, Acciones, y Valores. I apologize if I said that wrong. I don't speak Spanish. I'm assuming it's Spanish, but I don't speak it. So I apologize for that. Ticker symbol AVAL. Share price is $4.60. The dividend yield is 6.71%. This company is a financial services company that operates in Colombia and Central America. The share price trend is flat to down. The dividends go up and down, but have generally been stable. Broadmark Realty Capital, ticker symbol BRMK. The share price is $10.11. Forward dividend yield 7.3%. It's a mortgage REIT. The share price trend has been flat to down, and the dividends have been reduced in May 2020 but have stayed the same, just at a reduced rate. Choice Properties REIT, ticker symbol PPRQF. Share price $9.40. Forward dividend yield 5.89%. It's a retail REIT. The share price trend is volatile to flat. As you can see, it's been going up and down, but generally it stayed the same. Dividends were cut in March 2020, but have since been increased back to pre-pandemic levels. Cross Timbers Royalty Trust, ticker symbol CRT. Share price $5.46. The dividend yield on this one is 6.89%. This has a tiny market cap of just $32 million, making it the smallest market cap of any company on this list. Cross Timbers Royalty Trust was created in February 12th, 1991. It makes money from two sources. Firstly, income is derived from a 75% net profits interest from 7 oil-producing properties it owns in Texas, Oklahoma, operated by established oil companies. In addition, the income is generated from 90% net profits interest from gas-producing properties in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. The share price trend has been up, down, and flat, as you can see. So it's gone up, come down again, but generally it's remained about the same. The dividends vary month to month, but are generally lower at the moment, having decreased during 2020, but it has paid a dividend every month since 1992. Dream Industrial REIT, ticker DREUF, share price $8.50. The forward dividend yield on this one is 6.16%. Industrial REIT, mainly operating in Canada. Its share price trend has been down and up, but mostly flat. As you can see, there's not been a great deal of change. Dividends fairly stable, but have fallen over the long term. They dipped in March 2020 and have almost recovered to pre-pandemic levels now. Dream Office Real Estate Investment Trust, ticker symbol DRETF. Well, the clue's in the name. This is an office REIT. The share price is $13.61. The dividend yield is 5.49%. As you can see, the share price trend there, I'm describing this one as a roller coaster, but overall it's gone down. The dividends, however, have been fairly stable since 2017, but used to be a lot higher. They fell in 2016 and again in 2017 and never really recovered since. Dynex Capital, ticker symbol DX, the share price is $15.60. The dividend yield is 10.2%. This is a mortgage REIT. The share price there, as you see, it was higher back in the day, but has been generally flat since 2003. The dividends have been generally falling, however, since 2012. Ellington Financial, ticker symbol EFC, share price $12.74. The dividend yield on this one is 8.81%. It's a mortgage REIT again. The share price trend has been falling. The dividends have been generally falling since 2014. Enerplus, ticker symbol ERF, share price is $1.85. The dividend yield on this one is 4.98%. This is an oil and gas exploration and production company. The share price trend, generally I'm describing that as falling. The dividends have been generally flat, however, since 2016. Exchange Income Corporation, ticker symbol EIFZF, share price $22.79. The forward dividend yield on this one is 7.44%. The Exchange Income Corporation is a unique Canadian business which acquires companies in the aerospace and aviation and manufacturing sector. So this is your aviation and aerospace play. If you're interested in an aviation company that pays monthly dividends, this could be it. The share price trend is volatile to flat, as you can see, whilst it has been up and down. Generally, it's not really changed a great deal over the long term. It's just been up and down depending on what point in time you happen to buy in. The dividends have been generally flat. They dipped in March 2020, but they have since recovered. So it is one that has managed to maintain its dividend in 2020 despite a slight dip in dividends in March. Gladstone Capital Corporation, ticker symbol GLAD, the share price is $7.64. The dividend yield on this one is a very attractive 10.32%. This is another business development company. The share price trend has been flat since 2008. The dividends have been flat since 2009 and dropped just a little in April 2020, but have remained stable since then so far. Gladstone Commercial Corporation, ticker symbol GOOD, or good, how cool is that? Share price $17.62, a dividend yield of 8.69%. This is a diversified REIT, potentially a good income stock, but unlikely to generate much real long-term growth. Share price trend, I'm calling that flat. The dividends have been flat since 2008 and reduced 4 of the dividends, bear in mind these are 4 monthly dividends, in 2019, but they then came back to the previous level and have stayed stable since, and they have not dropped the dividend in 2020, which is good. Gladstone Investment Corporation, ticker symbol GAIN, G-A-I-N, share price $9.10, forward dividend yield of 9.23%. I know this is a popular one with many people. This is a business development company. The share price trend really has been climbing since 2009. The dividends are monthly and generally growing since 2011. Gladstone Land Corporation, ticker symbol LAND, L-A-N-D, how good is that? Share price $15.50. The dividend yield on this one is 3.51%. And this is a farm and vineyard REIT. So if you ever were interested in owning vineyards, this is a way you could own a vineyard or part of. Share price trend has been down and then back up again. The dividends are monthly and generally growing, but very slowly. However, they have increased in 2020, which is a good sign. Global Water Resources, ticker symbol GWRS, share price $10.63. The dividend yield is 2.66%. This is a water utilities company. The share price trend has been stable and climbing. Dividends are monthly and generally growing, but very slowly, and they have increased for the past 6 years. Gold Resource Corporation, ticker symbol GORO, share price $3.60. The dividend yield is just 1.17%, but this is a gold and silver producer operating in the USA and Mexico. The share price trend has been flat since 2014. The dividends have increased in 2019 and have held steady in 2020, so that's a good sign. Granite Real Estate Investment Trust, ticker symbol GRP.U. Share price is $58.26. The dividend yield is 3.66%. This is an international REIT. The trust's income-producing portfolio consists of multi-purpose logistics and distribution warehouses, as well as special-purpose facilities. The share price trend, as you can see on the graph there, is generally climbing, so this is a potential growth dividend stock, if you like, or it has been in the past at least, and the dividends have been stable since 2018, but they did increase their dividend in 2020, which is obviously a very good sign. Horizon Technology Finance, ticker symbol HRZN, share price $12.35. The forward dividend yield on this one is 9.63%. It's another business development company. The share price trend has been falling, then flat since 2015. Dividends dropped a little in 2017, then stayed level but increased in 2020, which is obviously a nice sign. Inter Pipeline, ticker symbol IPPLF, share price is $9.70. The dividend yield is 3.65%. This is an oil sands transportation, NGL processing, conventional oil pipelines, bulk liquid storage company. There's a tongue twister for you. Share price trend climbed until September 2014 and then seems to have been falling ever since. Dividends were climbing but dropped over 70% in 2020. LTC Properties, ticker symbol LTC, share price $36.42. The forward dividend yield on this one is 6.37%. This is a healthcare REIT. The share price trend, as you can see on that graph, clearly has been climbing. The dividends have been consistent and growing since 2005. So this is quite a good growth dividend. Main Street Capital. Now this is one that I own shares in myself. I bought some more shares of that just recently. I'll put a link up above and in the description down below to the video where I explain much more detail about why I'm buying shares in Main Street Capital and even what Main Street Capital do. In short, the ticker symbol is MAIN, M-A-I-N. The share price is $30.75. The dividend yield is very attractive at 8.03%. This is a business development company. The share price trend is climbing. The dividends have been consistent and growing since 2010 with both monthly and special dividends as well, which are always nice. Orchid Island Capital Inc. Ticker symbol ORC, share price $5.19. The dividend yield on this one is 15.35%. This is a mortgage REIT. The share price trend has been falling, as you can see on the graph there. The dividends fell from 2015 to 2018, then stayed level before falling again in 2020 and have only partly recovered. They're not yet back to the pre-pandemic levels. Pembina Pipeline Corporation. This is a popular one with a lot of people I know. The ticker symbol for this is PBA. The share price is $21.44. The dividend yield is 8.79%. This is an oil and gas storage and transportation company. The share price trend has been flat to slightly growing. The dividends have generally been trending up though. Certainly since 2016 they've been on the up. They did dip in 2020 but have mostly recovered now. Permian Basin Royalty Trust, ticker symbol PBT, share price $2.52. The dividend yield is 5.93%. This is an oil and gas exploration company. The share price trend has been up and down. The dividends are all over the shop, up and down constantly. Currently they're down, lower than they have been in the past. Pent Park Floating Rate Capital, ticker symbol PFLT. Share price on this one is $8.63. The dividend yield is 13.35%. This is another business development company. Share price trend is flat until the pandemic, then it dipped in March 2020 and has so far only slightly recovered. The dividends climbed until 2015, then remained the same with the exception of a few reduced in 2018. But it has held there and held the same since and stayed the same in 2020. Prospect Capital Corporation, ticker symbol PSEC, share price $5.10. The dividend yield on this one is very high at 14.31%. This is a business development company. The share price trend has been falling. The dividends have been stable since 2017 and have stayed the same in 2020. Realty Income Corporation, this is another one I own shares in. I'll put a link up above and in the description down below to a much more detailed analysis of this where I compared this to Federal Realty Income Corporation. The ticker symbol is O, the share price is $63.86. The dividend yield at the moment is 4.51%. This is a diversified REIT. Share price trend, as you can see, clearly climbing. If you want a monthly dividend stock, these guys have actually trademarked the name The Monthly Dividend Company, and as you can see, they have been growing both the dividend and the stock, and the dividend has been growing and paid monthly for over 25 years, even increased its dividend again in September 2020. So this is a solid company for sure. Sabine Royalty Trust, ticker symbol SBR, share price $29.26. The forward dividend yield is 8.96%. This is an oil and gas exploration and production company. The share price trend has been volatile to flat, as you can see. The dividends are random and they really seem to differ month to month. 1 month can quite often be double or half the last month's dividend. So if you want a monthly dividend stock where your dividends are really up and down and it's a bit like winning the lottery, you're never going to know what you're getting, this could be the one. They do at least keep paying the dividends though. They just really vary month to month. Shaw Communications, ticker symbol SJR, share price is $18.36. The dividend on this one is 4.76%. It is based in Canada and it's the only telecom stock with a monthly dividend. The share price trend has been flat to climbing. You see the overall long-term trend there has been climbing, but it's really been static in recent years. The dividends are fairly level. They've had mild ups and downs, but fairly consistent since 2018 at least. SL Green Realty Corp, ticker symbol SLG. The share price on this one is $49.36. The dividend yield is 7.49%. This is an office REIT. The share price trend has been up, down, as you can see. That's the only way I could describe that graph really, folks. The dividends have been climbing since 2011 before a big drop in April 2020 from where they have stayed level. Solar Senior Capital, ticker symbol SUNS. The current share price is $13.54. The dividend yield is 9.15%. This is a business development company. The share price trend has been flat to falling, as you can see on the graph there. The dividends have been level since 2012. Then they had a slight drop in 2020, but only a slight drop, and they have maintained them dividends. Stag Industrial, this is another one that I own shares in. Ticker symbol STAG, share price $31.40. The dividend yield for this one is 4.63%. This is an industrial REIT. I'll put a link below and up above to a video where I spoke in much more depth about Stag. The share price trend has been climbing, as you can see. Dividends are consistent and slowly growing, even increased a little in 2020. Superior Plus Corp, ticker symbol SUUIF. Current share price is $8.75. The dividend yield is 6.14%. This is a gas utilities company. The share price trend, I'm calling that volatile and falling. But you could call it volatile and level, I suppose. It depends where you point it on the graph, but it's definitely volatile, folks. Dividends are fairly consistent though, and have been since 2016 with just minor ups and downs. TransAlta Renewables Inc., ticker symbol TRSWF, share price $12.67. The forward dividend yield on this one is 5.53%. This is a renewable electricity, wind, natural gas, hydro and solar company. The share price trend is volatile to climbing, as you can see. And bear in mind, renewables are a growth sector, so this one is one where you may actually see a little bit of growth. You never know. The dividends have been fairly consistent since 2013, with only minor ups and downs. US Global Investors Inc., ticker symbol GRO, share price $2.50. The dividend yield on this one is 1.24%. The company provides sector-specific exchange-traded funds and mutual funds, and has recently moved into cryptocurrencies as well. US Global Investors produces less than $4 million in annual revenue and has a market capitalization of $35 million. well, $37 million at the moment. Share price trend is flat, as you can see. It had a spike, but generally it's never changed. Now the dividends have had no change since 2015, but used to be higher before that. The declining revenues make a dividend cut in the future more likely for this company than the other companies on this list. So that brings us to the end of the list. I hope you found it helpful. Now, if you are interested in investing in any of these dividend stocks, or if you are investing in any monthly dividend stocks, again, remember, please do leave a comment down below. I would like to know that. Remember, give me that thumbs up. This did take a lot of time to do this research. So other than that, all that leaves me to say is have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.